Welcome to today's JSS 2 Basic Technology lesson on the processing of natural materials. In this lesson, we will learn how raw materials found in nature are transformed into the useful materials we use in our everyday lives and in technology. Natural materials are materials that exist in the earth or in living things and must be processed before they can be used in manufacturing or construction. Nigeria is richly blessed with natural materials, from iron ore to timber, from cotton to crude oil. Let us start by classifying natural materials. Metallic natural materials come from metal ores found in the earth. An ore is a rock that contains enough metal to make it worth mining and processing. Examples include iron ore, from which iron and steel are made, bauxite, from which aluminium is produced, and copper ore, from which copper is extracted. Nigeria has iron ore deposits in Itakpi in Kogi State, and there is a steel processing plant at Odukuta in the same state. Non-metallic natural materials include materials like wood, clay, sand, limestone, and natural rubber. These are widely available in Nigeria. Clay is used to make bricks and ceramics. Sand and limestone are key ingredients in cement and glass. Natural rubber comes from the rubber tree, and Nigeria's Edo, Delta, and Cross River states have rubber plantations. Organic natural materials include plant and animal products, cotton, wool, timber, and leather. Cotton is grown in northern Nigeria and processed into textile fiber. Timber from forests in southern Nigeria is used in construction and furniture making. Now let us look at how these natural materials are processed. Processing of metals, iron and steel. Iron is produced from iron ore through a process called smelting, carried out in a blast furnace. The blast furnace is a tall tower-like structure where iron ore, coke, a form of carbon, and limestone are fed in from the top. Very hot air is blown in from the bottom. The coke burns and creates carbon monoxide gas, which reacts with the iron ore to extract pure iron. The molten iron, called pig iron, runs to the bottom and is tapped off. Pig iron is brittle, so it is further processed into steel by removing excess carbon in a steel converter. Processing of aluminium. Aluminium comes from bauxite ore. Bauxite is first processed chemically using the Bayer process to produce aluminium oxide, also called alumina. Then alumina is melted and subjected to electrolysis, and electric current is passed through it to separate pure aluminium. Aluminium requires very large amounts of electricity to process, which is why it is called an energy-intensive material. Processing of wood, timber. Timber processing begins with logging. Trees are cut down in the forest. The logs are transported to a sawmill, where they are cut into planks of different sizes using large saws. The planks are then seasoned, dried slowly to remove moisture, either in the open air, air seasoning, or in special drying kilns, kiln seasoning. Seasoning prevents the timber from warping and cracking after it is used. Finally, the timber may be treated with chemicals to protect it from termites and moisture. Processing of cotton. Cotton fibers are harvested from cotton plants, which grow in northern Nigeria. The raw cotton bolls, the fluffy seed pods, are sent to a gin, where a machine called a cotton gin separates the fibers from the seeds. The clean cotton fibers are then compressed into bales and sent to textile mills. At the mill, the cotton fibers are carded, combed and straightened, then spun into yarn, and finally woven or knitted into fabric. Nigeria's textile mills, particularly in Kano and Lagos, process cotton into fabric used for clothing. Processing of crude oil. Crude oil, or petroleum, is perhaps Nigeria's most important natural resource. After it is pumped from the ground in the Niger Delta region, crude oil is transported by pipeline to refineries such as the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries. At the refinery, crude oil is heated and separated into its various components through a process called fractional distillation. Different products separate at different temperatures: petroleum gas at the top, then petrol, then kerosene, then diesel, and heavy fuel oil and bitumen at the bottom. These products are used as fuel in plastics production and in road construction. Value addition is an important concept related to natural materials processing. When we take a raw material and process it into a more useful product, we add value to it. A log of wood has less value than the furniture made from it. Iron ore has less value than a steel beam. Nigeria's long-term development depends on processing more of our natural resources at home rather than exporting them raw and importing finished goods. As technology students, understanding how natural materials are processed prepares you to contribute to Nigeria's industrial development in the future.